Champions don't just train their bodies, they train their minds first. Because no matter how strong you are physically, if your mind gives up, your body will follow. Your mind is the boss. If it's sharp, focused, and unshakable, you can push through anything. Training your mind like a champion means you stop letting fear, doubt, or laziness call the shots. You learn to stay locked in when things get hard. You build discipline so you act on your goals, not on your mood. You strengthen your focus so no distraction can pull you off track. Just like muscles get stronger with reps, your mind gets stronger every time you push past excuses, every time you refuse to quit, every time you choose to believe in yourself. Champions see the win in their head before it happens, and that's why they make it happen. If you want to win in life, you've got to train your mind every day, because once your mind becomes a champion, the rest of you will follow. You will never reach the level you were created for if your decisions are controlled by how you feel in the moment. Feelings are fickle. They change with the weather, with the time of day, with whether somebody said something nice to you or not. But commitment, that's different. Commitment is a decision you make once and protect every single day. Champions don't wake up and ask themselves, do I feel like it? They wake up and say, it's time to go. Whether it's raining, whether they're tired, whether life just punched them in the face, they move anyway. The reason so many people never see their true potential is because they confuse motivation with discipline. Motivation is the spark, but discipline is the engine. You can't win a championship on motivation alone, because there will be days when the spark isn't there. There will be mornings when your alarm feels like your enemy, when your body says, stay in bed, when your emotions tell you to quit. That's where discipline kicks in. Discipline ignores the noise and focuses on the mission. When you operate based on feelings, you will always be inconsistent. Some days you'll give it your all, other days you'll give it nothing. But champions understand that success doesn't care how you feel. The clock is still ticking, the competition is still training. The opportunity is still moving forward. Your feelings don't change the fact that time is slipping away. Discipline says, I'm doing it no matter what. You think the greats loved every single practice? You think they were excited about every single workout? No, but they showed up, they executed, they did what they said they were going to do long after the excitement of the decision was gone. That's the gap between the average and the elite. The average only works when they're in the mood. The elite works regardless of the mood. Feelings are like the weather, sometimes sunny, sometimes stormy. If you build your life on feelings, your results will be unpredictable. Discipline is the foundation you build when you decide that quitting is not an option, that excuses don't belong in your vocabulary. When you lock in on your commitment, your body and mind will follow your lead, even when they protest. A champion's discipline is rooted in purpose. They know why they're doing what they're doing, and that why is bigger than any temporary discomfort. It's bigger than a bad day. It's bigger than fatigue. Purpose fuels discipline. And when you have discipline, your results become inevitable because you are no longer negotiating with yourself. You need to train your mind to follow orders, not feelings. If you say you're getting up at 5 a.m., you get up at 5 a.m., not 5:10, not tomorrow, not when you feel like it. Every time you honor your commitment, you strengthen your mental muscle. Every time you let feelings win, you weaken. And that's why champions have an unshakable mindset. They've trained themselves to choose commitment over comfort every single time. There will be days when discipline feels like a burden, when it feels like it's asking too much from you. But in reality, it's giving you freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from missed opportunities, freedom from looking back and knowing you could have done more. That's the reward for acting based on commitment and not mood. You become the kind of person who finishes what they start, who builds a life on decisions, not emotions. Mental reps matter just like physical training. Your mind needs daily workouts. If you want to perform like a champion, you can't just train your body. You've got to train your mind. Too many people think greatness comes from lifting heavier weights, running faster miles, or putting in more hours physically. But the truth is, the real battle is in your head. Your thoughts control your actions control your habits, and your habits create your results. If your mind is weak, it doesn't matter how strong your body is, you'll quit when the pressure hits. That's why mental reps matter. Think about an athlete who's preparing for the biggest game of their life. They're not just in the gym or on the field. They're studying film, they're visualizing plays, they're preparing mentally for every possible scenario. That's because they know the body follows where the mind leads. If your mind is ready, your body will respond. But if your mind is untrained, the first obstacle will feel like a mountain. The first setback will feel like the end. Training your mind is about repetition. Just like a muscle, your mind gets stronger when you push it past its comfort zone. You can't expect mental toughness if you only work on it when it's convenient. Every single day, you've got to challenge your thoughts. When a negative thought comes, you counter it with truth. When fear tries to speak, you answer with courage. When doubt creeps in, you replace it with belief. These are your mental reps. And every time you do them, you're building the kind of resilience that champions have. Champions rehearse victory in their minds long before they experience it in real life. They see themselves succeeding. They see themselves breaking through barriers. They see themselves winning. That's not just optimism, that's training. The more your mind becomes familiar with winning, the more it will fight for it when things get tough. This is why mental preparation is as critical as physical preparation. You wouldn't walk into the gym once a week and expect to get strong. You can't visit your goals once in a while and expect to achieve them either. The difference between people who break under pressure and people who thrive under pressure is mental conditioning. The ones who thrive have practiced handling stress. They've practiced staying calm when things go wrong. They've practiced focusing when distractions are loud. They've built the ability to keep their mind locked on the target, no matter what's happening around them. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because they've been putting in mental reps every single day. You've got to feed your mind like you feed your body. That means reading the right things, listening to the right voices, surrounding yourself with the right people. It means choosing to focus on growth instead of excuses, solutions instead of problems. It means setting aside time every day to visualize where you're going, to speak life over yourself, to remind yourself who you are and what you're capable of. When you skip mental reps, you might not notice it right away. You can go through life coasting for a little while. But when the storm comes, when the pressure rises, when everything feels like it's against you, that's when the truth shows. If you haven't trained your mind, you'll break. If you have, you'll bend but never snap. Mental strength is built in the quiet moments long before anyone is watching, long before the spotlight hits. You need to treat your mental training like your life depends on it, because in a way, it does. Your dreams, your purpose, your ability to keep going when you're tired all depend on the state of your mind. Champions don't wait for mental strength to magically appear. They work on it daily with intention and focus. That's why when the pressure comes, they don't fold, they rise. Mental reps matter. Just like physical training, your mind needs daily workouts. Your body can be in peak condition. But if your mind isn't ready, you'll still lose the fight. Too many people think success is about lifting more, running faster, or working harder physically. But the truth is, your body will follow your mind. The moment your mind gives up, your body will quit with it. That's why mental reps matter. Just like you train your muscles, you have to train your thoughts, your focus, and your resilience. When you go to the gym, you don't expect to get stronger after one workout. You build strength through consistent, intentional training. The same rule applies to your mind. You don't wake up with mental toughness by accident. You develop it by showing up every day, by putting your thoughts under pressure, by stretching your capacity to handle stress, adversity, and doubt. Every time you choose a disciplined thought over a lazy one, every time you fight through negativity instead of giving in, you're adding another rep to your mental training. Champions understand that their mental game determines how far their physical game can take them. They don't just prepare for the perfect conditions, They prepare for chaos. They rehearse how they'll respond when they're tired, when the plan falls apart, when the crowd is against them, when nothing feels like it's going their way. They run these scenarios in their minds over and over until their reaction is automatic. This is mental conditioning, training your brain so it knows exactly how to respond under pressure. Visualization is one of the most powerful mental reps you can do. Before the race, the game, the speech, the big meeting, champions see themselves winning. They picture every detail, the sound, the movement, the feeling of crossing the finish line or sealing the deal. This isn't daydreaming, it's mental rehearsal. The mind doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something experienced in real life. When you consistently visualize success, your brain begins to believe it's possible and it will work to make it real. But mental reps aren't just about positive thinking. They're also about building grit. It's about staying calm when fear rises. It's about choosing focus when distractions are loud. It's about replacing "I can" with "I will." No matter how tired you are, you practice these habits the same way you would practice a jump shot, a sprint, or a deadlift, through repetition, through intentional effort, and through pushing past your limits. The danger of neglecting mental training is that you won't notice the weakness until it's too late. You might get away with coasting when life is easy, but when the pressure hits, when the odds stack up against you, an untrained mind will fold. That's when people choke under pressure. That's when they quit right before the breakthrough. That's when they lose focus and let the moment slip away. On the other hand, stays steady. It knows how to adapt, how to fight, how to keep going when the body says stop. Feeding your mind the right fuel is just as important as doing the reps. You can't expect mental strength if you're constantly surrounding yourself with negativity, gossip, or doubt. You've got to guard what you let in. Books, conversations, media, thoughts, every single input is either making you stronger or making you weaker. A champion's mind is built on a strict mental diet, one that supports focus, belief, and growth. The truth is, mental reps are not optional if you want to operate at the highest level. They're what separate the people who crumble under pressure from the ones who rise above it. You train your body to endure, you train your craft to improve, and you train your mind to control it all. The discipline to think strong, to stay sharp, to push through doubt. That's the kind of training that makes you unstoppable. Control the voice in your head. Replace self-doubt with self-command. The loudest voice you'll ever hear isn't from the crowd, it isn't from your critics, and it isn't even from your supporters. It's the one in your head. That voice is with you when no one else is around. It's talking to you in the morning when you wake up, when you're on the verge of a big decision, when you're tired, when you're scared, and when you're about to step into something new. The question is, are you in control of it, or is it in control of you? Because if you let that voice run wild, it will sabotage you before the world even has a chance to. Self-doubt is like a slow leak in your confidence. It doesn't always shout, it whispers. It says, what if you fail? What if you're not ready? What if you're not as good as you think? And if you let those whispers go unchecked, they'll grow louder until they drown out every ounce of belief you have. The truth is, your brain listens to you more than it listens to anyone else. If you constantly feed it fear, hesitation, and excuses, it will take that as truth and act accordingly. That's why you can't just silence the negative voice. You have to replace it with one that commands action, strength, and belief. Self-command is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about directing your thoughts toward where you want to go, not where you're afraid to go. It's the discipline of speaking to yourself with authority. It's saying, I am ready, even when you feel shaky. It's saying, I will get through this when everything feels heavy. Champions know they can't stop doubt from knocking, but they can stop it from moving in. They answer that knock with conviction. Think of it like this: your mind is like a radio station, constantly playing something in the background. You have the power to choose the station. If you let the station play fear and insecurity all day, your life will move in that direction. But if you intentionally tune it to belief, focus, and then confidence, your actions will reflect that. And just like training your body, you have to train your inner voice. It doesn't just wake up strong, you make it strong by putting in daily mental reps. There's a reason athletes talk to themselves before a game, why fighters speak affirmations before stepping into the ring, why leaders rehearse success in their minds. They know the moment doubt takes over, performance drops. You can have all the skills, all the preparation, and all the opportunity, but if your inner voice is telling you you're not enough, you'll hold back. And when you hold back, you lose. To control the voice in your head, you have to start catching it in the act. The second you hear it say, you can't, you replace it with, I will. When it says, you're not ready, you respond with, I'm prepared. When it says, you're gonna fail, you say, this is my moment. You train yourself to be your own coach, not your own enemy. And here's the truth. You'll never completely get rid of that doubtful voice. It will show up when you're under pressure, when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, when you're chasing something that feels bigger than you. But champions don't give it the microphone. They keep the volume low and turn up the voice that pushes them forward. The voice that says, one more rep, one more step, keep going. You can't wait for the world to believe in you before you believe in yourself. You can't expect confidence to appear out of nowhere. You have to command it. The voice in your head will either be the reason you quit or the reason you win. And the difference comes down to who's in charge, you or your doubt. See it before you achieve it. Visualization is rehearsal for victory. Before any champion steps onto the field, into the ring, or into the arena, they've already played the moment in their head 100 times. They've seen themselves winning before it actually happens. They felt the rush of the moment, heard the crowd, and envisioned the exact steps it would take to get there. This is not fantasy, it's preparation. Visualization is the mind's way of rehearsing victory so that when the moment comes, it feels familiar, not foreign. The power of visualization lies in the fact that your brain doesn't fully distinguish between something vividly imagined and something experienced in real life. When you see yourself succeeding over and over again, your mind builds a blueprint for that outcome. It's like running practice reps without the physical strain. By the time you face the real challenge, your mind has already done that. You don't freeze because it's no longer an unknown. You execute because it's a scene you've already rehearsed. Most people only prepare physically. They lift, they run, they grind. But the elite prepare mentally just as hard, if not harder. They close their eyes and picture themselves delivering the perfect speech, nailing the performance, hitting the winning shot. They don't just see the end result. They walk themselves through the entire process. They imagine the setbacks, the resistance, the pressure, and they visualize themselves pushing through it all. This isn't daydreaming. This is mental conditioning. Visualization also builds belief. When you see something over and over again in your mind, it begins to feel possible, then probable, then inevitable. You start to act like it's already yours. Your decisions, your energy, your focus all begin to align with the vision you've been carrying. It becomes harder to quit because you've already been there mentally, and you want the real thing to match what you've seen inside. This practice also sharpens your focus under pressure. When you visualize the exact situation, you're less likely to be thrown off when it actually happens. If you've already imagined standing in front of the crowd, your hands steady, your voice clear, you won't be rattled when the spotlight hits. If you've already seen yourself hitting the game, winning shot, the noise of the crowd won't shake you. It'll feel like the moment you've been waiting for. Visualization isn't only about winning, it's also about preparing for challenges. Champions use it to anticipate obstacles. They think about what could go wrong and see themselves overcoming it. They picture themselves staying calm when the plan falls apart, staying locked in when the opponent comes back stronger, staying confident when the pressure hits its peak. This way, when the storm comes, they're not surprised, they're ready. The more vividly you visualize, the more effective it becomes. It's not just seeing the image in your head, it's feeling the emotions, hearing the sounds, smelling the air, sensing the details. The more real you make it in your mind, the more natural it will feel when it happens in reality. This is why top performers make visualization a daily habit. It's mental rehearsal that prepares them for the exact performance they want to deliver. When you train your mind to see the outcome first, you start living in alignment with that picture. You make choices that lead you closer to it. You speak in a way that reflects it. You work in a way that honors it. And when the moment finally comes, you don't just hope you're ready. You know you're ready because you've already lived it 1,000 times in your mind. Consistency is your weapon. Greatness comes from what you repeat daily, not what you do occasionally. Everybody wants greatness, but most people treat it like a weekend hobby. They show up when they feel like it, put in the work when it's convenient, and then wonder why nothing changes. That's because greatness doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do every single day, even when nobody's watching, even when it's boring, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the weapon that separates the elite from everybody else. You can't build momentum off of random bursts of effort. You can't master your craft if you only touch it here and there. The ones at the top, they've made their grind a lifestyle. It's not something they do when inspiration hits. It's something they do because it's who they are. They understand that repetition builds skill, and skill builds confidence, and confidence builds results. That cycle doesn't happen if you're inconsistent. The truth is, consistency is not glamorous. It's not the highlight reel. It's not the loud, flashy moments you see on social media. Consistency is early mornings when you'd rather sleep. It's late nights when you'd rather relax. It's doing the reps when nobody's counting, staying locked in when nobody's clapping. It's the small, uncelebrated actions that add up over time until one day you look up and realize you've built something extraordinary. You can have talent, you can have opportunity. But if you can't be consistent, you'll never see your full potential. Talent might get you noticed, but consistency will keep you in the game. Opportunity might open a door, but consistency will keep it from closing. That's why the people who win in the long run aren't always the most gifted. They're the ones who refuse to stop showing up. Think about it like planting seeds. If you throw a few seeds in the ground and come back once a month, you're not going to get a harvest. But if you water it daily, protect it, and give it the attention it needs, it will grow no matter how small it started. Your goals work the same way. You can't feed them occasionally and expect them to thrive. You have to nurture them every single day, even on the days when you can't see the results yet. And here's the hard part. Consistency requires discipline when motivation is gone. It requires you to act on your commitments, not your feelings. There will be days when you're tired, when you're distracted, when everything in you wants to take a break. But the consistent person doesn't negotiate with themselves. They show up anyway. That's how trust is built with yourself. That's how you create a standard so high that quitting is no longer an option. Consistency also compounds. At first, the progress feels slow, almost invisible. You put in the work day after day and wonder if it's even making a difference. But then one day it clicks. The skills are sharp. The results are bigger. The opportunities are better. Not because you had one great day, but because you stacked hundreds of good days on top of each other. That's the secret. The power isn't in what you do once. It's in what you repeat. Most people underestimate how powerful it is to be consistent because they're looking for instant gratification. They want to see the results now. But greatness doesn't work like that. It's earned through the grind, through the habits, through the discipline of showing up again and again. Your weapon isn't your talent, your background, or your connections. It's your ability to keep swinging every day without fail until you hit your target.